really do well at the start of the season here, but a win here would be huge. Hook Resets, Leon, and Moffin are players that could do it, but again, this is the S.A.D.B.O.I.S and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S that displayed incredible gameplay last week.
Absolutely. I do think that S.A.D.B.O.I.S in general probably are just a little bit better, like single-handedly, player for player, but with a little bit of synergy here, I do think that this 1+1 could equal 3 here if we have some great teamwork coming in from RTF. Why is my sound not working? Anyway, but it's such an interesting lineup, right? Because like Hook Reset said that they were like probably going to retire, not even play this season, and now they're totally in here. I mean, Moffin, always a sub, now gets the main role and has done so well actually in this season in general. For themselves have done quite well. And Leon has been here, he's been around, and he's just been non-stop playing. So it's just like a team of good players against a team of, players who have already proven themselves as like some of the best. So definitely RTF is going to have a lot to do here, and I think they do have potential.
Yeah, and maybe the damage could be a factor that they can rely on here because it is Fini after all, and if Leon can pick up some damage awakenings and capitalize off the chip damage, that could be huge. Going for the barrier this time on the X Maximus recess, but You Already Lose has seen it all before. But Vaughn and Bells are under threat. A good elusive by Vaughn to not get caught out, but Leon wins a critical strike war, and Return to Form are opening up the net so far. The flip goes wide, but Hook Resets maintains possession, and Leon pushes forward. Bells still staggered, and a passing play will clear it up to open space, but a good Giga Blast will end the play and Return to Form now on overtime offense.
Yeah, I really like that hit there from Moffin to use the power of the black hole to get that ball on moving, but now we actually have a power play here for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Bell's going to take a little bit of advantage to the top side. The big finish can't seem to hold the ball long enough. Going to miss a couple of strike shot there. All right, we got ball down to Vaughn. They're going to try to get it on in there. Really great strike from Moffin, waiting perfectly to actually not lose to the Aya Rush and the Crystal Thorns there, though. Continuing to maintain control here. RTF keeping themselves alive, but they're going to have to get some sort of advantage here as we have both of the forwards moving up just a little bit here. This is exactly what they're looking for. Double flip, though, on the side of S.A.D.B.O.I.S is going to make things a little bit rough. Bells does end up losing control of the ball, and now S.A.D.B.O.I.S has a really great advantage as Vaughn's going to approach here with the flip.
They need to get it to Vaughn, though, and they do. A perfect pass up by Bells into the snipe from Vaughn. Finds the first goal into favor of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, and crucially, they maintain the energy.
That is definitely going to be a crucial factor here. Double flip, and they already have the first point. It's going to be rough, but RTF, I did like what they had going there. Whoa, Leon takes an insane amount of damage there, almost completely staggered. I mean, Zentaro on the other team could make things rough, but ends up getting an orb, getting them nice and healthy here. Even the lifeline coming in to keep them all alive here. Moffin, nice strike shot off the wall to keep that barrier alive as well. Got the misdirect coming in, but doesn't seem to land on anything useful here. Going onto the top side here with Hook Resets. We're going to have a flip here spent from y'all, but it's actually going to be another power play here from S.A.D.B.O.I.S, as unfortunately we see Hook Resets going off of the top side there. They try to get onto Bells, but not enough damage in there. But we actually have a really great black hole assist there to grab one of those barriers up to Hook Resets now. Leon looking really weak. Perhaps Hook Resets can cause a little bit of misdirection there, and they'll lose this barrier with the assistance of Moffin Curry. Maybe gonna have to use this flip, but it's all on Leon to keep themselves alive in this last bit of point here.
Yeah, Leon to the bottom side, right when You Already Lose, doesn't have any cooldowns remaining. Finds a crucial goal to tie it up in the first set for Return to Form. But look at Leon. He could be the target. He doesn't have elusive.
Absolutely. A couple strikes away from just having one elusive, and that might not even save you. Really great teamwork there from Hook Resets and Leon getting in good position there. Perfect stun play as well to grab both of the barriers first here. Bells is going to try to maintain control over the big finish, but it's really difficult to do alone without any cooldowns here. Piercing shot's not going to land exactly where they need it. Hook Resets against y'all for just a moment there, but y'all does survive. Misses the strike shot. Moffin Curry's going to lose a barrier for that one. Leon has the ball here. Hook Resets, possibly a couple of cooldowns. Leo looking a little weak, but just strong enough, just big enough to get that X Maximus and that ball right on through y'all with another stun assist. And hey, RTF, they are not always going to say that they are kind of surviving long enough to outlast the cooldowns, but they kind of took that one in a pretty solid time.
They absolutely did. Their second barrier conversion was incredibly efficient here too, trapping the core with creations, with the now mine, and now S.A.D.B.O.I.S are well and truly on the back foot. They have just about 3 flips on the board here, but they need to be able to take these barriers. A flip wasted, and they will earn a barrier on the other side with the Crystal Thorns, but B.O.I.S is so low and taken out, sniped by Muffin.
Actually, such a great snipe. The misdirect coming in there perfectly. Vaughn even looking a little bit low here. Probably going to spend the flip just to survive this whole set. The big finish comes out good enough to survive. We're actually going to have the X Maximus, yes, scare Vaughn into using that flip, but it wasn't enough to survive. And now they have a power play here for the side of RTF. Y'all going to throw the ball in a place where it's just going to stall as long as physically possible here. Runs up to try to strike more because it's his only chance, but actually Hook Resets has a cooldown to go on through. And RTF taking the first set in this one, and that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, and especially Hook Resets, who made everything possible, getting first pick. A lot of speed on the board, though, so the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, I think, won't be too sad. So many opportunities in this draft, right? There's a single spark. There's the incredibly powerful Fighter of Flight. There's stacks on stacks for the speed as well. Just so many strong awakenings.
Yeah, this is incredible. Big choice there to make if you're RTF, deciding on that Monumentalist. But yeah, as you said, super powerful Fighter Flight is going to make things super awkward for y'all already lose, as we're going to have now, who's already pretty fast, going to be even faster now at most situations. I mean, it's anytime you hit something. So a lot of speed coming out here from Hook Resets. We're going to have Leo grab Spark of Agility, try to stack these sparks a little bit later here for some long-term scaling. Moffin getting the stacks themselves, which is just good in general. Flip Infinity does a pretty solid job of stacking as they're going to be launching those misdirects all over the place there. Bell's happy to take Extra Special. I've heard Bell's talk about Extra Special more than once on their stream, so understandable. Vaughn getting a little bit of power and dash awakening distance, so that is all acceptable in awakenings here. Of course, y'all grabbing the Chrono Boost, because it kind of always just falls to Kai whenever he's in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, gonna unlock this Kai to move across the map, but not unleashed, because Leon and Hook Resets are pushing up so efficiently, getting attempt after attempt on the barrier, and the only thing that can stop them might be some damage, or maybe a rare miss strike by Yuri Luz, trying to read a pass, but the pass never came. But the offense now from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S defended away so far, and Vaughn taking so much damage from Leon in the corner. The Fini coming in big, the X with the synergy in the damage department as well.
Yeah, really great weight there. Again, from Moffin is just kind of super good at sniping out when Bells is trying to make like a double hit play there, but Moffin does a perfect job of waiting it out once again. Some great teamwork there to get it around Bells here. Going to try to do what they can, but not enough range on the Zentaro right now. Not enough speed. No dash awakening, of course, but whoa! Big bull rush there from Leon up right through y'all. I'm not actually even sure. I guess he did take damage. It must have stunned there, so honestly, great placement from Leo to get that bull rush in there, and they're going to be rewarded with another point in this next set.
And that Fighter Flight is doing so much work for Hook Resets, especially when popping the secondary. You get both the benefit of the secondary speed and the Fighter Flight speed, and this now is flying. But speaking of flying, Bells, both barriers go down, and now this open net might be what S.A.D.B.O.I.S need to come back in this game.
Yeah, Leon's going to have to be a little bit more defensive here. They targeted him for just a moment there, but oh, an unfortunate. Oh my goodness, Vaughn kind of soloing the whole game there for just a moment, getting a kill, knocking off all of that energy, and getting the point kind of by himself. Really great play. Vaughn was clocked in for work right there, but the game is certainly not over here. Got a lot of energy, well, mostly just one flip here from Leo, but that could be a double barrier if you place it correctly.
Oh, but forced to use it because of the damage dump coming out from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. So efficient in chunking Leon, and although the X survives, that's an X without flip now. A less threatening opponent as Yuri Luz and Bells cleared away. Vaughn pushes forward, but Hook Resets looking solid on the defense, but too many cooldowns to deal with for the now, and both barriers are taken by the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Yeah, really great play there. Actually just making it a little bit too overwhelming for a character like Finny or a player like Moffin to handle it. Just that moment there. Going to try to make a play here. Y'all already lose. Does get back in time, but ends up just miscalculating where they were going to be there. I'm pretty sure they could have saved it, but going to drop it at this point. Whoa! That looked like a misdirection. Was going to get it in anyway, but we also had the X Maximus to just mix it up there with the redirect. And that was just like perfectly aligned teamwork. They both had the same idea. I mean, returning to form right now, are we not?
Yeah, perfect timing too, right? Hook resets was just taken off, and Leo Leon says no to the barrage. A late secondary will send it through, and a good strike shot by Moffin to say no to Bells as well. The offense continues for return to form. They're looking so good in this first game, but Bells, he's done it before, right? He's gotten 2 barriers by himself before, but this time Leo Leon says no with a simple strike.
Yeah, it didn't seem that RTF had the synergy there for just a moment as they had in the previous points, but either way, they're going to keep a barrier up right now as they do have both of the opponent's barriers open here. S.A.D.B.O.I.S is going to try to keep themselves alive here. Almost own barriers for a second there, but we got Quick Finny on deck here. We got the big finish holding the ball in place, which is actually kind of an interesting tactical idea here. Keeping the ball forward once again with the triple take. Oh yeah, y'all cannot reach. And he's going to have to use that flip, but whoa, S.A.D.B.O.I.S is going to achieve their own angle as is named after them, and they're going to lose. Well, the chance of getting that barrier for now, as the black hole is going to go down here. Moffin going to get up to hook resets. Overtime is in here. Leo Leon just a couple strikes away from this flip. Can Bells land it?
Oh, but Moffin has a flip as well. The defensive resource going to make it so difficult. Caught out by the Oni's blade, though. But the big finish is perfect. Completely nullifies the offensive attempt from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And now Leo Leon. Barrage is down. No cooldowns left. And it's returned to form with a 2-0 set lead.
Ow. Leo. You know, that flip looked a little bit sketch as it was in that, like, corner spot. But really good angle on that. And to reinforce it there with the X Maximus really helped out. And RTF looking so good right now. Once again, hook resets. The MVP of this set is going to get their first choice here, taking Super Surge, trying to deny Zentaro all the dash perks as they can, which is going to be pretty effective. No more on the board right now. Estelle looking for a little bit of damage on the Deadeye here. Some damage also coming out from Bells. They're probably going to try to switch their sights onto Leo Leon a little bit more often here, as Leo is, of course, going to take as much stagger as they can here, which is 175. That's really not that much. Twin Drive, acceptable for the eject button goalie there. And Moffin gets Egoist, which is definitely kind of a win condition in itself at certain points in the game. So I'd say, again, no one really got snuffed here in the Awakening draft. But, whoa, Leo gets that kill. Big power play already for RTF.
Yeah, and Egoist, although very strong, no longer as overwhelming as it used to be, has been hit by the balance changes over time. But if there's one thing that can make that absolutely a win condition, it is a catalyst. So by that fact alone, it might be a drafting win condition if the game does indeed go long. But right now, return to form are still looking good. Usually, S.A.D.B.O.I.S are the ones coming back and making the previous 2 sets look like a memory in these situations. But return to form might be for real here, because Leo Leon, strike resetting in, defended away for now. But again, return to form are staying on the offense so efficiently.
Yeah, that was a close one there. Leo Leon looking a little bit weak right now. They are going to set some damage onto him right now, spending some cooldowns. But those cooldowns could be maybe better used holding this core, as Hook Resets is going to get right on through. Doesn't seem to land it, but what crazy angle from Leo Leon right at overtime. Maybe just a little too fast because of that. Y'all cannot get there. No one has cooldowns left as they were striking Leo there. And this could be the win condition. Use X as your bait, and then Hook Resets gets that fight or flight speed, and that's a big deal here.
I thought Hook was going to be the one to score on that dribbling play. Was going pretty crazy with the primary. But no, it was just distraction, and Leo was there. But this time, combo 3 hits from Vaughn are enough to take out the X this time. But the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, they need to score here, and the barrier is indeed taken.
Nice strike from Hook Resets there too as well to stall as long as they can. But it looks like another player here is going to go down. Hook. No life left as they are off the board here, holding the flip as long as possible, maybe to get Bell's flip themselves. But, oh man, Leo Leon does get there in time. Soren angle to try to keep it alive, but kind of rolls on into the Oni's blade, and we do not have enough speed to get there in time. So they're going to take it, mostly due to 2 power plays there, as they have created for themselves. They were like, bro, I'm tired of doing damage to Leo Leon. Get him off the board with this flip. So that could, again, be their win condition. But, again, weak energy here for the side of S.A.D.B.O.I.S. If that's their win condition, you know, I'm not seeing a win here.
Yeah, Leo Leon might be the one to find the flip first in this point. Might not even need it. Pushing forward. Bell's taking 1,000,000 damage from the bell ringer. And the center explosion needs to be so careful. No meter left. Could be the target now as Bells goes in. Still low on that stagger. Leo Leon with flip available in the corner, but the barrage just defends it away. And now the fates can turn, but the barrier take will make it so different for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And the secondary from Hook resets is perfect.
Yo, that use of X Maximus was just like crazy foresight there from Leo Leon. Just like knew how to keep that ball in there, knew to keep that pressure up, and that was just like damn good gameplay here. RTF is looking so crazy right now. It's an alarming fact that they're 1-3, although we have Vaughn getting a really great kill there with that Rose Warp. It's going to be a power play here for the side of S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but Leo Leon kind of winning a lot of interactions here. They cannot seem to get this barrier. The triple take isn't going to do too much work. They cannot get it out of that Oni's blade. It feels a little random at times to get it out of there, but going to have y'all try to hold this ball here. The lifeline does get Hook resets in close enough so they can help get that last barrier here. Vaughn looking a little bit weak. The Bull Rush is coming in. The X Maximus as well finally gets that power play. Even B.O.I.S looking a little bit weak here. I mean, this is the last point in this set. RTF just needs this 1 point, and they take this whole first game home.
It's looking very, very likely here with how Hook resets is playing the fuse to flip on the top side, leading to Vaughn's demise. And now the S.A.D.B.O.I.S try to press on the offense, and maybe they can get something going, but Leo Leon is also striking quite well, winning strike wars in the midfield, sending the core forwards. But this time, it is Vaughn and B.O.I.S approaching. Muffin, though, having flipped does mean that offense will be really difficult to achieve.
Yeah, Vaughn super scary, though, as well, with the dash perk and just being Estelle in general, has the ability to score by themselves. Leo Leon does end up keeping the pressure up just enough to get that last barrier. Again, this is really just game point right now for RTF. Doesn't seem to be able to hold the ball long enough. B.O.I.S looking a little bit weak here. Vaughn gets in there with that Rose Warp to help it through with that Oni's blade. It's like a pretty classic idea to wait for the Oni's blade to go off and then do something, but when people hit it while it's in the Oni's blade, that is usually like a shock factor there. It's really tough to block, and we're going to see it right there as they're going to grab that point. Now again, we're looking at match point here for RTF, or if S.A.D.B.O.I.S can really keep themselves in the game.
That setup of Hook resets was so scary, though. A barrier taken just like that with the sheer core speed of it all. Now redirected to the bottom side. One barrier found by the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Two barriers found by the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Flip in front. But the flip wasn't timed to allow for a free goal there, unfortunately, if you're a S.A.D.B.O.I.S fan. And now Leo Leon on a bit of a rampage, but it's defended away this time. Vaughn brought incredibly low as you already lose, pushes forward. B.O.I.S with the strike war at the end of it all, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S will survive the first game so far.
Oh, man. Heartbreaker here if you're an RTF fan. It could have been game, but now S.A.D.B.O.I.S has a chance to bring this one back. One doing such a good job and getting MVP here. Has the ability to grab whatever they want. All three sparks on the board. Leo Leon crying. IRL for sure right now here. What are we taking here? Peak performance, a little bit of health, a little bit of speed, denying health most likely here from Leo Leon as well, which is nice. 1-2 punch. Leo is definitely getting a couple of extra kills here with that X Maximus. Team player, again, another shock factor, possible win condition here showing up for the side of RTF. Spark taken here from B.O.I.S, and we have a little bit of missile prop coming out for Y'all Already Lose. Does a lot of work as well, and just a sad little spark here from Muffin. Not too crazy here, getting a little shafted in that one, but yeah, could this be enough for S.A.D.B.O.I.S to bring this one home as they start with one of those barriers?
That peak performance might be what makes a difference here, because Vaughn has been taking a lot of midfield damage very early, and you can see that they've changed targets pretty significantly to B.O.I.S, but the Zentaro has a lot more tools than the Estelle in terms of avoiding damage.
Yeah, and right now we do see Muffin is actually the target to be destroyed as they are at nothing, and Finny doesn't really have a lot of good tools to defend herself in general. So, going to take a lot of the brunt there. Muffin's going to almost survive, almost at half here to just try to make themselves back as we have Leo Leon fighting on the bottom side here against Vaughn. Okay, we have Hook resets moving up at a really fast pace. They finally do get Muffin Curry out of there with that missile prop Giga Blast. Everyone looking a little bit weak here, though, on the side of RTF. S.A.D.B.O.I.S is now just doing damage, and it's gonna be this point, most likely.
But Leo Leon, what a bell ringer to save it for the moment. But there's the flip, there's the KO, and there's the goal with two flips still remaining. S.A.D.B.O.I.S build a massive energy lead and also win the point.
And indeed, B.O.I.S also has 3 stacks of prize fighter there. Now just a big threat to the health of RTF. I mean, Muffin doesn't have a ton of health in general, and Hook resets playing now with one of that tiny health pools too. B.O.I.S helping it on in there, but doesn't seem to end up getting the double. They're now going to switch their sights onto B.O.I.S, see if they can relieve a little bit of pressure here from Muffin. Not a bad idea, though, as Moffin's going to try to take a little bit more position here. Y'all getting in as hard as they possibly can, missing the strike. Oh my god, that was actually lit.
What a dribble to the top side, knowing that sending it into 3 would not work. So goes for the pass, the delayed pass onto B.O.I.S, which no one expected there.
That was actually so sick. That was really good. Like, that is like a S.A.D.B.O.I.S moment there where you're just like, okay, missed the strike, what a noob. Actually is the best player in the world? What? That was... S.A.D.B.O.I.S kind of just on it right there. And they have a lot more to go, though. But, man, they are cleaning this set up really quickly here, except for when we have Leo Leon on the front side getting 2 of those barriers here. But the Giga Blast, again, is going to be what sends hook resets off the side here. Vaughn approaching here, looking a little bit weak, but they don't have enough damage to kill him, and they're going to hold this ball as long as they can.
Good defense by Moffin and Leo, but it's still a 3v2. Creative dribble by Leo, but it's not quite enough to get it past B.O.I.S. And now hook resets could be the hero. Trying to pass it down to Leo. Leon, but can't quite get a strike war afterwards. And return to form. Had a chance, but those chances are slipping away now. A flip used. A resource burned. You already lose, though. Has plenty on the defensive end to barrage it away, perhaps. And it goes to B.O.I.S once again. Strike shot comboed off the map. And maybe return to form have returned to their power play.
Absolutely. Y'all trying to approach, make a play here. Realize this is not going to work. Ejects themselves right back. Vaughn does have their flip. Gets kind of smacked by Moffin. Cannot approach at that moment. Now Vaughn's looking a little bit weak and can't really evade freely, but they're going to approach with this flip. Open goal situation here. Actually, that dribble didn't work out perfectly. It didn't combo with that Crystal Thorns. Moffin Curry is going to survive with this point here as Vaughn is again going to approach with that Rose Warp. Had a situation where they could have made it, but Leon does a little wide there and doesn't seem to land it. And now it's again a power play for S.A.D.B.O.I.S, and they're working on this next set.
Yeah, that's going to come back to bite them. Leo Leon had the shot, but couldn't quite get the angle to the bottom side. A slight whiff. And now it's all S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They had the pressure, and on the respawn, they finally convert. We're headed to a set 5.
Oh, man. If your heart was breaking in the first set, well, now it is in little, tiny little pieces here as S.A.D.B.O.I.S is crawling their way back, and they are good enough to do it. Absolutely. Y'all being the MVP, what is it going to be here? Possibly a hot shot, a rapid fire here. A lot of great things for Kai. It's going to be perfect form deny, and it's pretty solid. So deny from Leo Leon, getting a little bit of speed and stagger as they are taking a whole lot of damage here. The stagger swagger is going to work perfectly for them. We do have what you had mentioned a little bit earlier here, the Catalyst and the Egoist landing on the same player. Moffin Curry happy to get that energy. Prime time rapid fire Estelle shows up here, and B.O.I.S does end up getting a dash perk, which could have been the last thing that they were looking for here for B.O.I.S. Hook resets, gets unstoppable, which is again acceptable as a perk.
Yeah, it's a bit of a draft where there's still a chance for return to form, but I think the S.A.D.B.O.I.S are just going to maintain how they've been playing so far, because even if Moffin builds up a lot of energy and gets a flip play, I don't see that really turning the tables in a big way. I think the biggest awakening is actually unstoppable for hook resets perhaps, but in the Kai matchup it isn't too great anyway. So it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, they got a lot more barriers to take here, as of course RTF has an open goal right now. B.O.I.S looking a little bit weak there. See if they can get it through onto the top side. They do. Y'all kind of bailed there, assuming that the barrier was going to go down already, but actually had a situation where they could have saved it either way. Double barrier down here. B.O.I.S almost with a great redirect here. We got Moffin with the flip, but actually ends up getting Crystal Thorned right in the face. Unfortunate there for Moffin Curry, but Vaughn did cover a whole lot of space there, especially with that Oni Blade. It was going to be tough for Moffin. Probably had to do the flip and dip in order to escape that situation, but yeah, we're going to have S.A.D.B.O.I.S taking it again. But was that a Giga Blast immediate?
No, it wasn't.
No, he just used it. What was that? Was that Rose Warp?
Honestly, I completely missed it because
I missed it.
I thought it was Giga Blast 2, but then you already used it right afterwards, as to say, haha, it wasn't the Giga Blast actually.
Yeah.
And now Vaughn has a flip. The barriers are all open, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, 2 flips, 1 flip, well, 2 flips technically if B.O.I.S gets back. Moffin an amazing save with the big finish, but it's still an open net.
It is very much an open net here. This is really sketchy here, down onto Moffin Curry. They're actually going to redirect it before they get the red ball, which was possibly tactical, as Leon could not get there in time here. The Bellward comes out, does a whole lot of damage here, uses this triple take to try to keep the ball in check here, though. B.O.I.S does spend their flip and not getting too much out of it here. Vaughn looking a little bit weak. The primary is going to keep it onto the top side. Bellringer again, but it doesn't look like X Maximus is up to clean up Vaughn, but almost a great redirect there from Leo Leon. But again, S.A.D.B.O.I.S keeps himself alive. The only blade making things really obscure as he's going to only be directly on top of it here. It's open goal. Overtime is set in. Open goal again for Moffin. Bell's the center stage, and it's going to be just about impossible, even with that speed. And S.A.D.B.O.I.S, oh my goodness, the reverse 3-0 in sets could take this one now.
Yeah, and with the flip available on Already Lose, they have insurance on the defense as well, especially because both teams have been pretty good against the open net so far, and S.A.D.B.O.I.S pushing forward, Bells holding the core, open net situation now as Leo Leon gets one barrier back, but that guy could get KO'd as well. It's a dangerous spot for You Already Lose now, who could get chipped down. If they can focus the goalie, that could be huge, but You Already Lose avoiding all the damage now. The barrier still taken by Return to Form as they pour on the damage as well. But You Already Lose still making the saves, converting onto the KO, and now it's a power play for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Yeah, humongous Giga Blast there coming in from Vaughn. Gonna have to flip to save it, and does actually have the resource to keep this one alive here. Okay, Triple Take not doing too much favors here. Onto the bottom side, Moffin just has nothing, too low, and the lifeline couldn't get there in time. S.A.D.B.O.I.S brought it all the way back from a 0-3 in sets. The scaling didn't even seem to go too crazy, but it felt like they played so much better. I mean, maybe this missile prop here from y'all, getting a couple of extra kills from that Giga Blast, doing just that much more damage. Maybe Vaughn having that perfect form plus that rapid fire. I mean, oh my goodness, that was... They played so good. The second part of this game, S.A.D.B.O.I.S was just like, whoa, I'm sorry, what's going on here? Let me just play.
Yeah, so it was so tough too, because You Already, not You Already Lose, Return to Form looks so good in the early sets, and even in the later sets, they showed flashes of, we could do it, you know, like, we're not out of it, but again, that's just such a tough game to lose where you were up, you were one goal away from closing the door on the first game and moving on, but now you face a series where you have to win 2 in a row against the S.A.D.B.O.I.S from nothing.
Yeah, they truly were 1 point away and just could not clutch that one. And I think I said like twice that whole game, I'm like, how are they 1-3? I mean, my goodness, with this gameplay, this is insane. They're all playing insane. They're playing so good. This is like returning to form. The whole meme, oh my gosh, they're returning to form. I'm watching them return to form, but dang, S.A.D.B.O.I.S was just like, absolutely not. I'm seriously gonna win this, and man, they did end up closing that one out. They had a lot of damage there. You can see here, Bells and Vaughn both have 40,000 damage. Highest on the opposing team, 36 with Leo Leon, 36k, of course. And, I mean, the kills was actually a huge difference. I mean, we had 5 kills for the side of RTF here, and we actually had 14 kills for the side of S.A.D.B.O.I.S there. So that is an insane amount of downtime. I mean, they just did a great job of knocking RTF off the map there when it mattered, which was the second part of the game. So S.A.D.B.O.I.S takes it. RTF hopefully not too heartbroken here. Of course, we have another game showing up for Night Market. Pretty classic map here, and I want to see RTF. I want to see RTF return to form, guys.
But we're gonna see them, or if they can, return to form after this short break. A bit of a rare mid-set break here because we started a bit late. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
recap where the opinions are made up and the strikes don't matter. This week was the return of the Titans, as BOIS and Raw finally get some convincing wins against serious competition. But before we get to them, we should talk about the only undefeated team remaining, Cosmic Calamities, who had a battle of former teammates and current roommates. Threezy Breezy squaring off against Grimella. Threezy Breezy came out on top, absolutely crushing the Fluffy Bangers. But worry not, Fluffy Bangers, as the season has been saved. The rebrand is here. We're back to Bang Bang. Everything 1 million fucking whatever we lost. I'm not biased. Anyways, next up we have the new Modern Magic facing off against shorthanded Bozo Bunch. Jesus, are we ever gonna have a week with only starters? Anyways, the New Age Magic proved powerless against the Bozo Bunch, with Jay showing off some of their iconic flashy playstyles they're so well known for. But enough about them, let's get to Leon 500! With return to form, beating the Lob City Allegations by securing their first win of the season against Bun Bun Bonanza. Fun fact, it has been 273 days since Leon 500 had a series win in the NASL. However, his last single game win in the NASL was also against Bun Bun Bonanza, and it was also on week 4. Kind of freaky how that stuff works out. Anyways, Bun Bun are nearing the danger zone, as teams with 5 losses rarely make playoffs in the NASL. I wish the very best for the Bun Bun crew. A team not in the danger zone is Demons Raw, who finally got to play with their full starting roster the entire series in what feels like forever. Demons faced an undefeated EKC in an incredibly close series, well, mostly close until Game 3, where Demons reminded us why they are named as such. Fun fact, this was the shortest match of the day, somehow beating an Inkies game. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I think it is safe to say they're back! Finally, S.A.D.B.O.I.S, not wanting to be outdone by Demons Raw, also won a series and did so in 2-0 fashion against Sionzula's Showtime. Vaughn put up one of the greatest room performances I've ever seen Game 1, but Showtime fired back Game 2, making the boys work for it in a Set 5 Clarion Test Chamber classic. Go watch that game, you won't regret it. That is it for the Rat Recap. See you sometime in the nebulous future, my friends, colleagues, and other benefactors.
Hello everyone, and we're back with Game 2. We're on Night Market now, and it's a Chrono Boost Perfect Form start, and wow, this draft is a little bit scary. I see a certain rune character, and if you know a certain stat in North American Strikers League, teams win rate versus S.A.D.B.O.I.S when they don't ban rune, that's a little scary.
Oh, what's the stat, Saya?
I'm pretty sure if they don't ban rune, they lose.
Ooh, that's a good stat, because Rune is kind of a cool character, guys, right, chat? Chat, you guys all like Rune, right? That's pretty cool. But, like, for real, last game was kind of insane. You know, I think the break is going to do RTF wonders, as they're going to get themselves back in the game, honestly, after that heartbreaker. But, you know, here we go. Chrono Boost as a start, definitely going to alter a little bit of these character choices here. We have S.A.D.B.O.I.S getting the Zentaro once more for Bells there, ending the match once again, though. I'm getting tagged. Why?
Wait,
Why am I getting
what
tagged?
happened this time?
Not sure. But either way, Zentaro for Bells, most likely here. We're going to have Vaughn on that rune. And I guess y'all is going to show up for the Mako here. Pretty interesting comp. As we're going to have RTF getting hook resets on that now once again. X also for Leo Leon here. And we're going to have, I guess, Rasmus Goalie for Muffin Curry. I've seen Rasmus Goalie a couple times for them, so kind of a comfort pick here too. I always say to myself, what makes Rasmus good as a goalie? Like, he doesn't feel like he's super good at brawling. He doesn't feel like he has a lot of range, like at consistent times. But he's so popular and people like playing him. And I still ask myself, is he a good goalie? What do you think, Saya?
He's very versatile in the sense that, like, he's never horrible. Sure, he might not be the greatest in a lot of situations, but he is a character with a lot of tools. Kind of like when you play him in brawler position as well. Like, it just gives you a little bit of agency on the map. But as we head into game, my eyes are on that Vaughn rune as always. And the damage potential, the disruption potential of the banish, of the core control of the pillars as well. And with the perfect form, maybe a chance to set up the infinite cooldown generator.
And that definitely could happen here. As you use your primary and the secondary there as they refund each other nicely. We're going to have one barrier down for each team here, though. I definitely am going to be interested to see how they use this pillar, but actually gets the dashing strike there with his Zentaro passive to grab that barrier. Kind of a quick situation. As we're going to have Moff and Curry try to defend themselves. Actually really like that clear angle. It didn't work perfectly, though, but they do survive this moment here. So we're going to have Vaughn approaching, leaving a pillar in the wake, of course. Approaching once more, banishing Leo Leon and trying to make a situation happen here again. We have the dashing strike from B.O.I.S. Is really going to be kind of a big situation. Just makes your strike big. And guys, it's a projectile. So it's like Zentaro's not supposed to have projectiles. Who designed this character?
Well, B.O.I.S. making good use of the Zentaro pick. And of course, with the perfect form start, right? Both Zentaro and X benefiting quite heavily from that perfect form, but I think you could argue that Zentaro might be benefiting a little more here, as B.O.I.S. seems to not be without cooldowns as he goes for another barrier take.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, perfect form Zentaro is definitely worth a deny in most situations here, but they do get it right on the start here. Gonna try their best not to lose to that slice and dice there. Going to end up spending the flip. Okay, Vaughn doesn't seem to get the perfect angle, but ends up getting one that is... Maybe they were going for that. This could be like the commentator's a noob situation where I'm just like, yeah, that was a bad angle. But, you know, honestly, what a guy getting it on in there, though. Taking both of the barriers here, reinforcing B.O.I.S. as much as they can. It does get on over to Leo Leon, gets the barrier right as it lands in their pocket. Has flip, spends it. Now we actually have hook resets. Going to approach and get banished again, though, taking a lot of damage, but actually misses the timing on the pillar. Crazy strike shot from Y'all is going to keep it alive just long enough for Leo Leon to grab the ball, put it in, and now we have a 1-1 situation.
Yeah, as cool as that was, unfortunately, it didn't convert all the way through, and, well played by Leo Leon on the conversion there. B.O.I.S. and Vaughn, I think, vulnerable to taking a lot of damage in this early set, and I think if Moff and Koei in particular can assist with that chip damage, that could be a win condition for return to form.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of control here for the side of RTF. Now is just a really good, versatile character, can kind of do it all. Decent at dealing damage and, like, not too bad at kill confirms, as the primary is really easy to use. And of course, lifelines can keep everyone alive as much as they can, though. Ball rolls into Leo Leon, but actually going to get pillared there right out of their hand. Once more, Zentaro onto the top side here. Bell's going to maybe approach with this flip, but okay, Vaughn's going to go all the way back, grab the ball, help reinforce Y'all, but ends up leaving because they had no choice and ends up losing that barrier in return as well. Moff and Curry doing a great job of holding these barriers too. Okay, we're going to actually have an anomaly grab that barrier there. Going to have a lifeline keep Leo Leon alive for this moment here. Great down clear, and it's going to be overtime.
This overtime situation is going to be quite scary here if you're the S.A.D.B.O.I.S with that open net. They do defend it with both Vaughn and you already lose in the goal box as Leo Leon pushes forward, but ends up bell-ringing it backwards, unfortunately. Hook reset's taking so much damage, but they can't find the KO just yet. The X Maximus strike reset and the strike war while being banished from Leo Leon. 2-1 up, now return to form.
Yeah, really great timing there from Leo Leon. Gets the strike in right before getting banished. Banish will literally negate everything you do while you are banished. So, perfect timing there. A little bit of a double on the bottom side here to win the kickoff. Doesn't seem to get them much more than that. Oh, they are going to grab the first barrier here from that nice strike shot. Vaughn grabbing the speed boost on the middle here. We're going to have a one barrier only going down here. Leo Leon gets nicely on in there for the next one. It's going to have to be a flip or something, but man, ends up letting it roll on through to the other barrier. Moff and Curry feeling a little bit unusual about that, most likely, though. Able to defend it away one more time here. Double banish is going to make... Well, it could have made things a little bit awkward there. Possibly a flip situation, but Moff and Curry nicely waits. And it's going to be... Once more, we have Leo Leon with the flip. Can they really get anything done as they're going to approach here? We have triple flip. One down now. Double flip. And they kind of seem to lose control of the ball here. S.A.D.B.O.I.S is surviving, though.
Absolutely, but Leon bull rushes it in. You already lose with the save out, but an awkward angle sends it right to hook resets, defended away by B.O.I.S. Flip available now from B.O.I.S. Looking for an angle potentially as the banish does a ton of damage to Leon, but lifeline healed up as B.O.I.S and Vaughn try to approach, but B.O.I.S is not even getting the core, not even getting a hint of the core right now.
Yeah, Leon does have a lot of situations where they get it, and a great redirect with that X Maximus, kind of a classic here, is not only going to win that point, but, well, if this set were to go on, lose the flip here from y'all. But once again, another MVP here from hook resets. Another big decision to make here. Are we going to do something like deny their R2 dash awakenings? They could if they want to, but maybe decide to go Mon because they don't want to deal with Rune Monumentalist. Like, I get that completely. Vaughn's going to be happy with extra special, though, that's for sure. We're going to have probably Demolitionist. Okay, going for a little bit of size and some good cooldown there for Leo. Y'all grabbing... And that's actually such a good awakening here for y'all to try to defend themselves against Bull Rush and X Maximus as well. Taking the dash perk, but leaving the last one for Bells. Kind of, you know, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S kind of losing that draft, but I actually think it was completely fine for them. I actually kind of maybe like their awakenings a little bit more, in fact.
Yeah, maybe they actually might have won the draft because that's an extra special rune. And Vaughn's going to have a field day with the banishes, and Return to Form's going to have either a lot less energy or a lot less barriers.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with Monumentalist on this now. Like, that's going to take barriers left and right in situations where you just can't do much about. We are going to have to slice and dice, get the ball on through, but not far enough to get that barrier there. Again, Monumentalist just knocking everyone around. Well, I guess it doesn't knock everyone around. It just kind of deals damage now. Man, what did they do to her? Either way, probably a balanced different change, you know, maybe for the better. What do I know?
Well, after that, though, Bell's assisted by the pillar. Can't quite get the core either. Buffers the flip, and unfortunately, that's a bit of a loss for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S in terms of efficiency. So much damage onto Leon, but healed right back up by the cooldowns of hook resets, and Bell's saving himself with the dash. He probably wasn't dead there, but it looked really cool as Bell's running along the bottom edge, and hit stun actually saves him. Bell's lives.
Bells does keep themselves alive here to keep this point alive. Moffin could be going to bring it on up over to hook resets. Okay, had a big situation there, but going to have to get the flip to be used. Plants another mine onto Leon. We can see that hook resets is doing that consistently every time that Leon gets banished. Goes for a huge dash play there. Going to get stuffed by the anomaly though. Okay, and walks it right on over to Leon, who doesn't seem to have X Maximus. Actually, they do here, but didn't get the redirect they wanted. But it's actually going to be Vaughn that helps the ball on in there for RTF. That pillar didn't do them any favors there. Okay, so Army RTF's got this first set. They got this next game, or this next point. I mean, again, they're starting off really strong, and can they keep it up?
Yeah, the can they keep it up is always a question against the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, though. It's never a guarantee, as Bells and Vaughn only have more scaling to do, right? This rune, as long as S.A.D.B.O.I.S can find a set somewhere, can just get out of control. And whoa! What a cage from Yuri Luz across the entire map, taking out the midfielder. And without the now here, this is going to be an offense that is very achievable for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but the defense of X Maximus is good enough.
Wow, nice strike shot as well there to keep their barriers alive. But yeah, the X Maximus, normally used in a really good position on offense, is going to have to be used defensively there, but does get a really great pass there from hook resets to get a double and another great pass, keeping it in. Hook resets, making sure that the pressure is up there, and the X getting it in there, just being so big, right? The Demolitionist onto X is just such a big deal, and there's not a ton of damage to just knock them right off the map. It's going to require like a banish and double cooldowns and everything, and even then, we have now to heal it up, so I actually like RTF's comp here.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ball as well, right? The Bells-Moffin matchup, of course, getting the barriers here, but usually Moffin having a pretty good time just sniping away the core from Bells and also killing Bells, and also because Zintaro's offense isn't like that straightforward stuffing offense. Rasmus doesn't have to deal with really those hitboxes in the face as much in this matchup, but so far it's Bells choosing to play against hook resets this time, find the goal, and maybe the S.A.D.B.O.I.S aren't out of the set just yet.
Yeah, absolutely can keep themselves in there, though. It looks like hook resets had to use an evade there. Got kind of stunned by that slice and dice. Either way, RTF still looking solid here with 2 points on this next set, though. Going to keep it onto the top side there, of course, as all three players are there, though, in the hands of Leon again, but now main target for kill, gets a slashing strike, gets the slice and dice. They do find the kill here, the power play. Can they get more than one barrier here? Can they even get one barrier? Oh, it's going to be really good evade there. I'm going to unfortunately eat the flip from Hook Resets, keeping themselves alive. Both barriers do end up staying up. Oh, nice anomaly there. Vaughn is going to be able to stuff that one, get that barrier here. Zentaro looking real weak here. If we can have Bells, maybe a power play here for the side of RTF, they can make something happen here. And oh, what I don't want to see is this reverse 3-0 again.
Yeah, Leon the one who's low now. Maybe a KO for S.A.D.B.O.I.S as the brawler is chipped down. Bell is trying to find some crossfire, but Muffin so far. Whoa, what a flip by Bells, getting the midfielder off the board, and Leon so low as well. They could convert into 2 kills here, but Leon bounces off the terrain, but it's still a barrier take. Oh. A double barrier on the backside. Vaughn taking 1, but losing 2, and now they're in a bit of trouble because this open net is so dangerous for the Mako.
Absolutely, does have flip to keep themselves alive here, though. A lot of pressure here. Doesn't end up getting the redirect on that high rush. It's going to be a big situation here as X Maximus does come out for the redirect, but doesn't seem to land it here, though. A lot of reinforcement there, especially with the rune pillar, is going to make it happen, but whoa. I feel like Muffin hooked the ball there.
Yeah, not the greatest hook, but the S.A.D.B.O.I.S will take that one, getting out of the dangerous situation. The triple barrier from Vaughn saved for the moment, as Hook Resets is really on point with dodging these banishes now, and that could be a difference maker going into the later sets.
It could indeed be. Okay, we actually have Bells looking a little bit weak here, though. If we can get some more damage showing up here and maybe less possession, we'll have RTF grabbing this next set, though. S.A.D.B.O.I.S is keeping themselves in the game here. Okay, we do get an X Maximus, a little awkward angle, but does end up getting that first barrier here. Muffin trying to keep it in onto the bottom side, though. Nice hook, actually interrupts Bells from getting that barrier earlier than it went down there, though. Again, we have approaching flip here. Kind of an awkward flip, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit too far away, but trying their best to keep that possession. Does get a nice redirect there. Actually, the Monumentalist also helped getting that ball onto the bottom side. Almost grabbed a barrier, too. The strike shot going to make it so that Hook Resets has to move up a little bit farther. And now it's going to be kind of a 1v1 here. Yeah, it's going to be a good anomaly there from Vaughn. And before we can even see that go up in 2 sets, we do have an even set count now.
Yeah, good comeback by the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, making it a lot scarier, especially since Bells is scaling even further into this game. Catalyst potentially, peak performance potentially. A lot of options here, as the size is also an option for the X, but this is a bit of an awkward draft, really. There's plenty of good awakenings, right? But nothing that screams, oh, the game is won here. But Vaughn getting that twin drive will not be sad about that at all.
For sure, twin drive plus that perfect form is just a lot of cooldowns here coming out left and right. I mean, even using the anomalies back and forth with the primary and secondary are going to reduce the cooldown of the ult too. With that extra special, that's going to be a ton of banishes. You're going to spend one here right at the beginning to try to win some of this kickoff too, and they do end up getting a barrier here, losing that proximity drone too. Going to try to work on the bottom side here, but Bells is winning a lot of strike wars here, causing some extra cooldowns to be spent. Okay, we're going to actually get some more possession here from RTF, waiting into the middle lane here, grabbing that speed boost, and a perfect time too. Does get it and get that bottom barrier. They're caged from the ensnare drums. Not much more than just one barrier here, kind of a slow opening in my opinion, but we'll see if we can get any more power plays here, and one might show up even now.
Bell surviving though, and a banish, forcing an evade. Perfect timing with the core to find the barrier. Vaughn, what an outplay, what a barrier take, and Bells with the flip now. If he can use it, that would be huge for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S as Vaughn sends the core up the field, but it's only for a moment as Leon pushing forward. Bells flipping to midfield, goes for the bottom angle, but it's not quite enough to send it in, but you already lose. Has a flip on defense as well as overtime ticks over.
Indeed it does. We see Leon get banished there when they had a perfect situation of grabbing that ball, though. We got the Oni Blade one more time to make things really awkward. Really weak right now. Leon getting knocked all over the place. End up getting that health orb without too much trouble there. I'm a bit surprised. Knocks the ball a little bit far out of Hook Reset's hands, though. We're going to have a couple of cooldowns spent, and nice survive there from Muffin. That was actually pretty ideal to keep themselves alive here, though, and Leon now has control of the ball. X Maximus spent, but no barrier gain. Maybe a Monumentalist drone could help this one in here, though, or at least spend the flip from their goalie.
Oh, and a
my
perfect
God.
strike from Muffin. The banish there would have been devastating. But now the S.A.D.B.O.I.S have to try one last time. Bells with a flip available. Hook on the bottom side. And so much coverage from return to form. But they still need to find some offense here because all they're doing is defending. And if you're defending, it's only a matter of time before the core eventually rolls in. Vaughn and Bell still keeping the core forward, and a good banish make the now have to wait for a little bit. Leo Leon trapped in the cage, a pillar available from Vaughn, setting up for the top shot, and well played from Vaughn as the S.A.D.B.O.I.S were on the offense for like 90% at that point.
Yeah, like you said, it is definitely rough to get out of that turtling situation when you're only defending and the opponents are just keeping that pressure up there. Like, you need your forwards to move up to at least bring the pressure onto the other side, but sometimes it is really hard. We are going to start this next point off here, though. S.A.D.B.O.I.S is going to grab the first barrier, flip right in front. Actually goes for a really high angle there, or a possible redirect. It's going to only result them in one barrier. X Maximus spent. No barriers gained just yet. A flip, though, finally spent here from Y'all. They do put just enough pressure to get it on out of there, though. We're actually going to have Bells go for, Vaughn go for a ton of damage here on 2 hook resets. They do finish off with the Oni Blade, though, and now it's a lot of pressure coming in from S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Flip available now. Bells kind of interrupts it, but follows up with this passive strike as well. And now the S.A.D.B.O.I.S a slow passing play. Muffin finds the defense for now, but Bells pushing forward as well. But the respawn has come in, and Leo Leon survives the onslaught. Bells and Vaughn, though, constantly approaching. Flip available, bottom corner, top side, but no one's there to cover it. The banish goes through, but it catches the core as well. But it's actually Bells, the last hit on it, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S are looking good in this set.
Yeah, this ball is flying all over the place, and Bells does finally catch it with the rush there, getting it on in. I would like to say that, man, Muffin is doing such a good job of defending in a lot of these situations, but eventually you do kind of get checkmated there. You find yourself with no cooldowns, and the opponent's just got 2 strikes, and it's really tough. Muffin does such a good job of making those situations happen way less, though, with a lot of these like delayed strikes. So honestly, good work. It's hard though. I mean, S.A.D.B.O.I.S is really putting it in now, as they've come alive once again, taking 2 points in this next set. Leo Leon fighting for his life to just try to win a situation with this X Maximus. Doesn't seem to get it though. We have a crazy dribble situation there from Bells though, as they going to lose control of the ball just for a moment. RTF have a chance to get this one in here, but they can't seem to maintain this control right here. Seems that S.A.D.B.O.I.S are doing a lot of extra stalling, maybe for some cooldowns as well. Double banish is going to be pretty huge here. Bells on the front side, almost a 1v1, but we do get the lifeline in there to keep him up.
Yeah, Leon going for the X Maximus now. Flip out from Yuri Lose to save the day as overtime starts going, and this rune's going to be so much scarier as overtime hits. Yuri Lose good strike to save once more in the open net situation, but it's only a matter of time again. Muffin a little better of a pick in this open net. The Rasmus much more coverage across the entire goal here, but Vaughn is always a threat. That those pillars could be so scary if they accelerate the core at the right moment, and Leo Leon keeping it under control. But once again, it goes to Yuri Lose, defended away once again. The Oni's Blade now, but Muffin has a good save, has a good hook, and gets it out of there.
Ooh, I really like that pass there from Hook resets there, getting it right to Leo Leon in a crazy situation. Bells cannot get there in time with this flip. It has a perfect center stage dribble. Doesn't seem to land it though, as if the Monumentalist drones are coming out to make things awkward. The bell ringer here from X is not going to be big enough to land that one right on through the speed gate though. See if y'all can land this one, but Bells gets hit right into the ball, but ends up getting killed. Actually, double power play for each side here though, or just a power play for each side. We have Leo Leon to try to get it through here. Vaughn wins a strike war against this huge X right now, and not a lot of pressure can be put up as both players are returning to the board, and man, this has been a long point.
Another banish comes out, interrupting Leo Leon for just a moment here. Yuri Liu sends the core forward with so much core speed. The rune pillars as well. Bells advancing up the field, but Vaughn just walks up in front of Muffin and takes the core away, takes the set away, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S now are in the lead.
That was the blind spot. That was the blind spot right there, where Vaughn just walked on in there and said, I could use this ball. I could use it. I'm going to walk in. And unfortunately, Muffin gets kind of slain there with a Vaughn strike. And to grab the fighter flight, we talked a lot about how broken this awakening is here for your forwards. And it's going to show up for this midfielder here. We're going to get Stagger Swagger once again for Leo Leon. Deadeye now for for Bells is going to be a little interesting there. They're going to go for a lot of long-range damage here. More size for the Rasmus, lots more defense coming out here. Y'all taking the missile prop also on to Mako. It's actually just straight good on this character here. And finally now gets their second spark. Got hook resets, getting a little bit of health, a little bit of speed there. That's all they need to keep themselves alive, as one barrier is going to go down for the RTF side here. And man, we actually have a duel here between Leon and Y'all.
Bit of a midfield brawl here, but once
nice.
again, it's return to form, finding some early barrier pressure. Leon and hook resets getting in there, but a perfect pillar from Vaughn nullifies all those hits, but it goes once again to Leon, defended away by Yuri Luz, and a KO found this time by Leon onto Bells. This is the difference that return to form need to make, and they set up a final passing play to secure the point, and maybe this time for sure they have returned to form.
And this could be it. You know, Leon did grab a lot of speed here, though. Stagger Striker and peak performance. They're going to be kind of all over the board. A little bit of size on them as well, as they've become kind of just a big threat in the brawler spot here, though. Wow, cool hook there from Moffin to try to bait everyone to go down there. They do get a barrier for it in return. We have the X Maximus up, fighting onto the bottom side. Hook wins a kind of a big strike war there against Vaughn. And now it's actually going to be Ball onto the top side. Everyone's banished. They can only get one barrier. Couldn't keep control longer than just that. Kind of the best case scenario here for RTF, though, with that situation. Keeping themselves alive. But Y'all has Flip once again. Ends up losing the situation, but flips perfectly in time. And RTF's got a lot of work to do now.
Oh, but Moffin, space is too far back. DI's into the blast zone maybe a little bit. As the 1-1 set now out of nowhere from Bells.
Moffin was doing a really good job of backing up into the goal, basically as far as they could, but they have picked up 2 size awakenings now. They're pretty big. Backing up into the goal is going to be way harder than before, so you're going to have to be just a little bit more careful there, though. A 1-1 in the current set count, though. They actually get both barriers there. Leo goes a little bit crazy. Doesn't seem to land it, though, with the bull rush. Gets a dribble with the bell ringer there. Fighting for their life on the top side here, though. If they could just get Bells out of here. Wow, insane, like almost across the board. Pendulum swinging. Man, Leon in a perfect situation with X Maximus. Again, honestly, the perfect form is really just bringing up this X Maximus a lot, as you're going to get a 2-second cooldown. Or sorry, almost 2-second cooldown from perfect form every time you hit people with bell ringer. So it's like, this is why it's so good on X.
And on the other end, Moffin looking like a bit of a ranged goalie, right? Like, that guy is so massive. He has so much reach.
Ton of reach. Like, you can see it scaling off that size is just huge. The pendulum swing is basically Estelle's piercing shot at this point, right? And it's like going to be a big banish here from Vaughn. They do end up keeping it in here with the cage. Moffin going to survive possibly for just a moment here. They do end up doing a lot of damage to Bells, though, in return. They could possibly see another power play. Everyone just decides that the other person is going to go get the ball there, and they end up losing that barrier, which could be kind of a big deal, as they certainly didn't deserve that one. One barrier going down there, though, on their side. Of course, though, Bells once again looking a little bit weak, but X Maximus is probably still down right now, and they're once again fighting for their life as they have open goal.
Bells, not long for this world, perhaps, with one snipe, but staying safe and picking up an orb on the other end. Leon now approaching, but not enough reach to find the barrier, and Bells rushes forward. Again, a little bit off target, but Vaughn and Yuri Luz will just send the core forward, look for an opportunity, as that primary was a little bit scary coming out, but it wasn't quite enough.
Definitely scary. That thing timed out right in front of their face there. Super scary situation, but lots of pressure here coming in from blue side, though. RTF does end up bringing it in. The ensnare drums not doing y'all any favors there, helping it on in, though. And now we have a big situation. We're going to have a tied set here, though, and we're going to have the MVP being Leon. What amazing awakenings can they achieve here?
Well, there's a lot of potential here in terms of speed and in terms of damage. It really depends on what direction they want to go, but I think they're saving a lot of that speed for the now, perhaps trying to make sure to deny the rapid fire as well. But Timeless Creator is going to be a threat, especially with that perfect form for the rune. So Hotshot on Rasmus goalie, one of the best awakenings on Rasmus goalie in particular, but it's a bit of an interesting draft. Of course, they have to make sure to deny the egos away from Bells, who already has Catalyst, but again, S.A.D.B.O.I.S, not totally unhappy with that one.
I could agree with that. You know, it was kind of a toss-up for me, what I thought Leon was going to take there. I felt like even the Knife's Edge could do a ton of work, as they are on the edge a lot of the time, and they're pretty big in general, so they could benefit from that a lot, but decides to go Egoist, which probably does a little bit more here for the forward, giving them a little bit more evades as well, as they have room to deal with here and there. So I'd say that is quite a solid pick here, though, as they're going to be kind of in the fray a lot, getting smashed left and right. It's going to give them more. Oh, super good bull rush there with the X-Max's combination. It's going to net them a power play there, though. Vaughn going to be the one to get on off the map. They do end up getting the barrier flip right in front. The ensnare drums is actually not directly on that ball, and it's going to be a point advantage here for RTF. The form is possibly returning.
Absolutely, they're going for a little bit more perhaps, as Leon has a flip available in just a few more interactions, and that could really make the difference if these barriers are taken efficiently. That hot shot primary from Moffin is so devastating, so much cooldown refund and so much core speed coming out for the Erasmus.
Yeah, I like this dribble play here, what they're doing in front of these barriers here. A lot of mix-ups right now. Doing a pretty good job of keeping the opponents guessing here. S.A.D.B.O.I.S can't maintain too much space here, as we got a lot of passing plays from RTF. Now we have the X-Maximus showing up here, though. Vaughn's going to decide to go for ball control there instead of damage, which is also pretty fair. Leon gets kind of blasted out of the way there. Gets that flip, going as hard as they can with that bull rush. Can't seem to force it on in there. Hook also could not get in there, y'all. Great defense here with some of these Mako cooldowns here, especially with Vaughn too, placing these pillars around. I mean, oh man, unfortunately the drum and bass was not strong enough to keep the ball on the right side, and it's going to be RTF taking another advantage here. This is it. They game point, and they need this to literally survive the series.
Yeah, absolutely need this one. Trying to find the secure here, but it's going to be difficult because Hook Recess is the one working on the flip now. Moffin already has one for insurance. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S, of course, some might call it a comfort zone when they're down, but it's looking really difficult after the draft. Moffin got exactly what they needed. They're sending the core away so quickly. They're shutting down the S.A.D.B.O.I.S continued offense, and it's just looking so difficult for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S to get past this Rasmus goalie.
Yeah, the Rasmus is putting in a ton of work, though. Also, Hook Recess was totally on the ball there, as they had a lot of things covered. Even the health orb there when they tried to get Bells off the map, but Bells did end up regenerating just enough to keep themselves alive. Crazy bad angle, unfortunately, for Bells. It's going to take their own barrier pretty much here. The bell ring comes out, doesn't seem to land, though. Primary from y'all. Going to be able to keep the pressure up. Maybe a flip. No, okay. Actually, nice, calm, and collected. Keeps themselves alive here. Just defeating Leon in that strike war, though. But now overtime is going to show up here, though. Hook resets with a pretty sick dribble. I actually really like that one, too. But, man, unfortunately, the ball's going to go a little bit too fast for the opponent's crazy bad angle. Unfortunately, another one. Man, Hook resets, knocks it right into the center there. And then Vaughn gets control and uses that pillar and knocks it in. And now, oh boy, S.A.D.B.O.I.S is bringing it back, guys.
Yeah, return to form need to collect themselves because they kind of choked that last point. There were some panic strikes that shouldn't have been, that aren't usually what they do. If they play as usual, if they play normally, if they play to their form, they will be able to get through this game and move on to the next. But S.A.D.B.O.I.S, they thrive in these situations where the opponent is sweating, where they're the ones under pressure. And right now we see it here. They take the first barrier and they're moving on for a little bit more.
Yep, Leon does a nice job of approaching there, forces Vaughn to use their flip, and another flip coming out here from y'all. We got a flip from Leon to keep that one in place there, though, but not too much advantage, though. In fact, losing all of their health bar, going to try to keep themselves alive. Nothing really left on the board to heal them except for that lifeline, which does a great job of doing so. Hook resets, open onto the mid side, but actually gets the pillar interruption here. Bells has that flip, trying to cover that bottom side here, uses the flip to slay Leon, and now a big power play coming out for S.A.D.B.O.I.S, though, but lots of energy, and two flips on the side of RTF could keep themselves alive.
Hook resets, plenty of secondaries, trying to flip Vaughn off the map, but the power play was mostly ineffective. They accidentally hit it into the pillar there, as Leon now approaches a passing play and return to form. Have secured the game.
Good pass. Good pass there. Honestly, Leon had so many decisions to make there, as they just were walking perfectly with that ball. Open goal, Friend on top side. I mean, lots of decisions there, and the pass was perfect there. Keeping themselves in this series, returning to it, the form that could at least win a game here on this night market. And the last map we're going to be seeing here is actually just like a Gates of Obscura. Is that what I'm seeing? Gates of Obscura? They picked this, huh?
Yeah, Gates of Obscura looking a little bit scary as we head on to our third game, but for now, it is a return to form win against the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Trying to get a little bit more now in the series, but it's that's for the next game. For now, it's just a win.
True. It is indeed a win. And which team picked Gates? Oh, did RTF pick Gates? They have first pick? Oh no, how does this work again? It's like they just ban.
First pick also gets to pick the last map.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay,
yeah.
So it's like, if you pick this map, you probably trained on this map. You probably studied a little bit on this map. Like, this is a skill. Playing on this map is a literal skill. You need practice to be able to work this map perfectly, though. And I'm not sure. You know, it was at the LAN that Vaughn had mentioned that they were going to focus a little bit more on the basic maps that everyone picks, so they can be really good on there, and then occasionally have maybe a rougher time on the more obscura Lamau maps. So we'll see. If RTF is really been playing on Gates, it will be obvious. It'll be obvious. We'll see it. And they might be able to clutch this one out, because this map requires a lot of teamwork and synergy and just knowledge, and so it'll be fun. I think this is a cool map to watch.
Yep. And this game 3 again, like it's difficult because like you said, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S kind of good on this map. Wait, was that what you said? I might be completely mixing myself up.
I was saying that that when Vaughn was talking to me at the LAN, he said that they were going to get better and better at the more common maps, and it might be slightly rougher for the less common maps.
Ooh, but the thing is, right, like, S.A.D.B.O.I.S have historically been incredibly good on Gates of Obscura. I think we've seen them succeed on it so much that I have a lot of faith in them going into this one, and I think Return to Form are going to need to be the ones really making the difference here. Of course, Moffin's goalie pool is pretty good on this map. We could see the Asher coming out. We can see the Asher goalie for Return to Form having pretty high pick priority. But on the other side, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, very flexible pools to work around Gates of Obscura.
Sure. I mean, if you pick this map, you're definitely comfortable here. Like, this is the we've played on this, and we just sure as heck hope our opponent hasn't, because it is definitely one of the rarer maps to see. Like, even like Inkies. I mean, oh man, the fact that Inkies is even legal is crazy. But that's definitely we play on this, and we hope our opponent doesn't. Oh my god, Odd10 is also legal. This rotation's got me. This rotation's got me messed up. But either way, it should be a pretty fun game, though. I do think that RTF does have the synergy to make this one work. I think this is like a lot of like goalie midfield synergy, right? Because like the midfield's gonna have to cover the portal, and the goalie's gonna have to make a decision whether to send it in or out of the portal. And as long as their teammate is either in or out, it's just, I don't know. This map feels like it has more decisions than normal maps, just because you have like send the ball forward and up or down, but you also have send ball in portal, which is like I don't know, a lot of decisions to come out here, and I'm pretty excited to watch this team play if they picked it. If they think they're good. You guys think you're good? I want to see it.
So right now we're running into a bit of an obstacle. The next game might not get started very quickly, so we might have to do the legendary never been seen before double break within the same series. God. Because this draft is not getting started. So we'll be right back, and hopefully we'll get started by then.
All right.
Welcome to the Rat Recap, where the opinions are made up and the strikes don't matter. This week was the return of the Titans, as Boys and Raw finally get some convincing wins against serious competition. But before we get to them, we should talk about the only undefeated team remaining, Cosmic Calamities, who had a battle of former teammates and current roommates. Threezy Breezy squaring off against Grimella. Threezy Breezy came out on top, absolutely crushing the Fluffy Bangers. But worry not, Fluffy Bangers, as the season has been saved. The rebrand is here. We're back to Bang Bang. Everything 1 million fucking whatever we lost. I'm not biased. Anyways, next up we have the new Modern Magic facing off against the short-handed Bozo Bunch. Jesus, are we ever gonna have a week with only starters? Anyways, the New Age Magic proved powerless against the Bozo Bunch, with Jay showing off some of their iconic flashy playstyles they're so well known for. But enough about them, let's get to Leon 500! With return to form, beating the Lob City Allegations by securing their first win of the season against Bun Bun Bonanza. Fun fact, it has been 273 days since Leon 500 had a series win in the NASL. However, his last single game win in the NASL was also against Bun Bun Bonanza, and it was also on week 4. Kind of freaky how that stuff works out. Anyways, Bun Bun are nearing the danger zone, as teams with 5 losses rarely make playoffs in the NASL. I wish the very best for the Bun Bun crew. A team not in the danger zone is Demons Raw, who finally got to play with their full starting roster the entire series in what feels like forever. Demons faced an undefeated EKC in an incredibly close series, well, mostly close until Game 3, where Demons reminded us why they are named as such. Fun fact, this was the shortest match of the day, somehow beating an Inkies game. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I think it is safe to say they're back! Finally, S.A.D.B.O.I.S, not wanting to be outdone by Demons Raw, also won a series and did so in 2-0 fashion against Sionzula's Showtime. Vaughn put up one of the greatest room performances I've ever seen Game 1, but Showtime fired back Game 2, making the boys work for it in a Set 5 Clarion Test Chamber classic. Go watch that game, you won't regret it. That is it for the Rat Recap. See you sometime in the nebulous future, my friends, colleagues, and other benefactors.
Hello everyone, we're back with the third game, the legendary double break in the middle of the series because of delays, and everyone is ready and return to form has returned and we're ready to go.
Yes, indeed. As we are going to move on to Gates of Obscura here, y'all can see the Awakening showing up here. Prize Fighter and Monumentalist kind of going to certainly change the draft of characters here. We got Now, Rune, Finny, benefiting all from Monumentalist here, even Amy, if they so desire. And we got Prize Fighter here. X, Juliet. What more could you want? Oh, there's Era all the way back there. Getting that Monumentalist benefit. Kind of insane. We have creation left and right in this game here, though. Man, what comp do we think has the advantage in this one here, Saya?
Well, I kind of like the return to forms comp a little bit. Hook Resets made his name on Era originally. Incredibly comfortable with that character. And with the help of Moffin's Finny, this damage potential is quite ridiculous. If they could avoid getting Dash Punch, I think they're the ones who could start snowballing the Prize Fighter here.
Yeah, all 3 of them have decided to take Prize Fighter here. Finally, I don't have name bug anymore. But yeah, 3 Prize Fighters, so that's certainly going to be their idea. Getting some damage here, and which is just going to snowball onto more. And a Dash Punch showing up immediately, as you had said. Bells grabbing that first kill there, though, but losing 2 barriers in return, trying to make a big play there, though, as they get big finished on that side.
No!
Though y'all was actually done playing because he was super checkmated, and unfortunately we're going to see Hook Resets kind of drop that one there, though. Double barrier still open here for the side of RTF. They're going to lose 1 in return, 2 as well, as 1 gets that nice piercing shot in there. It doesn't seem to go into the portal, but helps it on in there with that strike shot. Leon on the top side, though, but Bell's in perfect position here. Dash punch, strike, just enough to get out of that big finish. And wow, that point was supposed to go, I think, to the other team. I'm not going to lie.
A little unfortunate, but the S.A.D.B.O.I.S now in a very, very commanding lead. 3 flips basically on the board here, and although Hook Resets had some heroics in the previous point, couldn't quite seal the deal.
Yeah, we probably won't see that happen again, though, right? Only really happens once per game, possibly once per entire series. Nice redirect there from B.O.I.S, going straight into the barriers there, though. Moffin going to take it off the top there to get it around B.O.I.S, though, but we're going to have 2 crazy kills. Insane amount of prize fighter stacks showing up there, though. A flip kill also there from Vaughn. B.O.I.S continues to keep their... Man, imagine getting this many kills, this many stacks, and B.O.I.S and y'all both still have flip. Okay, really tough situation here for RTF, but they can play good. They could play good to bring this one back here, though, as they're gonna lose all their stuff.
Yeah, one barrier traded on the other side, but right now they're just looking a little bit too weak. The layered strikes will take it, but a strike shot absorbed by B.O.I.S, the goalie taken away. Prize fighters are just overwhelming right now, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S snowballed the first set.
Oh my goodness. The prize fighter perk has just like transformed into a core control perk, because there's nobody left on the opposing team to control the core. Also, there's 4 sparks here in this really great draft, though. I mean, bring sparks back. Why wouldn't you just bring sparks back? Great awakening. So we're going to have B.O.I.S grab Demolitionist, getting some size, getting some cooldown. Missile prop for the Finny, as they should. Dash perk from Vaughn, really scary, though, honestly. Made great use of it in game 1 as well. Health on to Leo Leon, which is fair. You're going to be getting killed. You're going to get killed in the face most of the time here. Spark onto y'all, which is acceptable there. Hook resets. Was that last pick, Castellas? Hook probably enjoying that one.
Yeah, Castellas, quite a blessing for return to form as the NATO comes out. But right now, the big finish doing a lot of work. Hook resets, trying to get the barrier, but not quite. And once again, the KOs come through for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. This might be 3 sets and a handshake here as the prize fightering is happening.
Agreed. Y'all did end up getting a little assist there on that first kill, though, so it gets a little bit more damage for themselves. Vaughn with a pretty interesting dribble helps that one out of there. Y'all happy to see that one there. Grabbed right to B.O.I.S through that portal there. Man, RTF's having a tough time actually dealing with the portals. Just a little bit more versatility and speed, perhaps, onto a character like Estelle versus a character like Era. I mean, she does have bursts of great speed, though. We're going to have X Maximus take that first barrier, help it on through there, though, but they can't seem to get it into that goal. Hook resets, lose control of the ball with the piercing shot. A flip's going to come out there, though. Actually ends up beating the Flame Flurry, though. Leon has the ball. But Vaughn, the makeshift goalie here, is going to Crystal Thorns that one away, but Leon gets a perfect angle received from Moffin Koei and is going to get the first point. All right.
Yeah, and Hook resets set that all up by vaporizing Yuri Luz with the Era NATO with the magical Maelstrom, making the goalie of S.A.D.B.O.I.S disappear. So maybe if they can do that more consistently, that could be the win condition. But I think we're going to see some dash punches real soon.
We indeed might. But, you know, B.O.I.S has only gotten that 1 stack there, though. But, wow, that's going to be an incredible angle there. Leo Leon does have flip there if we can get the ball on over, but nice. Oh, man, that glitch swap was actually perfect. Caused a buffering flip there as well, though. Keeping a lot of pressure on here as y'all does end up moving up there, though, now into the hands of Vaughn, giving it into B.O.I.S. Perfect again, right in front. A dash punch comes in. Moffin tries to play around it, but Vinny kind of can't. You have like 1 move to hit the ball, but you know, Juliet's got 3, and it's going to be a tough situation to block. You're going to probably just try to make those situations happen as little as possible with that strike shot.
B.O.I.S and Vaughn approaching up the field once again, but it's Leo Leon setting up and finding a barrier on the other side. If B.O.I.S can find a good dash punch, that could be the difference, though, as he goes in, but a good clear by Moffin will make sure that both barriers stay up. You already lose now. Leon in front of the net. Not even worth burning flip, honestly, as Return to Form have a very clean goal.
Yeah, I do think Return to Form is like taking the barriers pretty efficiently, but they can't seem to close it out, though. B.O.I.S 3 stacks of prize fighter versus 0 on Vaughn and only 1 onto y'all right now. So the damage is a little bit it's margin all onto B.O.I.S here until they get some more assists. As they do grab the first barrier here, Moffin trying to help it onto the top side hook in a perfect spot to push it right in. Okay, we got the big finish coming out, giving it directly to Leo Leon. Air freight, fastest shipping possible here, and they're going to take the first set. The second set.
You already lose, completely zoned away by the Hook NATO. and that passing play is just into an absolutely open net. And this draft is really, really good for the side of Return to Form. There's so many powerful awakenings here that Fight or Flight might be chief among them. Peak Performance picked up this time. I'm pretty sure that's a Spark of Resilience also on that X, as Fight or Flight is denied. But with that team player as well, I think Return to Form have what they need to really advance up the field.
Agreed here, though. We're going to have Estelle grabbing the Unstoppable, possibly denying it from the opposing goalie, which is also completely fair. Leon, like you said, does have a lot of extra health here, though. Hook resets, alternate win condition with that team player can make a lot of strong plays, taking certain barriers here and there. We do have, oh, Vaughn gets kind of ducked right there with that magical Maelstrom, losing just about all their health, getting them a little bit off the board here with that pressure strike into strike. Leo and y'all are just at this duel here, though. Moffin with this insane goal right there, but oh man, ends up losing both barriers to the Flame Flurry, and y'all's gonna have to spend a cooldown there, and whoa, ends up losing it with that cyber swipe. Good try. Next point.
Well, that's a bit unfortunate for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but Return to Form, you'll take those. You're trying to win this third game here, set your season back on track. It's not looking impossible at all here. Return to Form might have what they need, but they still have to get past the Bells. They have to avoid the potential snowball. So far, they've been avoiding dash punch KOs, but all of that could change in an instant.
That's true. I mean, we do have a lot of health on Leo, but it is Juliet. She kills you by just knocking you directly off the map here, though. Y'all comes in with that Firewall Sentry. Doesn't get too much done, but Vaughn certainly does, as keeps the pressure up there, though. Man, Leo does only get one barrier from that flip, but a lot of help here from Hook Resets is going to get the next one, too, and it's just going to be a strike right in between Vaughn and y'all. Vaughn and y'all. And it's going to be good. Good touchdown for RTF.
Absolutely. And, one more goal sets them up in a winning position here with a lot of meter available on Hook Resets and Muffin. But Bells once again is always lurking and having to be so careful as Leon near the edge as well. The big finish goes wide. The NATO is good for dribbling it up, and a barrier is indeed taken by Return to Form.
Absolutely, one barrier down here. Cyber Swipe to interrupt any of these passing plays here, though. Muffin does have a nice angle, actually, to get it right through Leon, bringing himself all the way up. Yeah, definitely easy strike 4 win there. It's going to be a strike flip. Leo, just a misdirection here, as Hook is going to be able to blast it on in there into the top side. And now RTF, hey, RTF taking advantage here. Next set is theirs, and one more will actually mean, taking the series. This is a big series right now, because it's like RTF is 1-3. It's 3 is kind of bad, but like 2-2, 2-2 you could survive with. And S.A.D.B.O.I.S is already 2-2, and a 2-3 for S.A.D.B.O.I.S would be kind of alarming.
A lot of numbers there, but what I'm looking at is that extra special from Hook Resets. Those NATOs have had so much impact in this game, and there are so many more of them now as the rest of this draft plays out. But that Adrenaline Rush, once again, if Bells can get a good dash punch, this set could be over. So it's a bit of a high reward for S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but the consistent offense is going to come through for Return to Form yet again.
True. Yeah, this Adrenaline Rush could definitely change the entire dynamic of this game. Even more enticed to spend those cooldowns dealing damage to just get that cooldown reduction and that speed to just kind of take the whole goal right then and there. And it's going to be both barriers down for both teams right now. Kind of passing the ball directly to Bells. Okay, they have a little bit of possession here, though, as they almost get it to Leon, but Bells has it, trying to wait for this dash punch angle, but doesn't get exactly the one here into the hands of Muffin Kui. Got it over to Hook Resets, though, onto the bottom side. Leon has a chance to grab the ball, but really great defense, and it's going to be exactly that. Adrenaline Rush activated here. Vaughn making sure the big finish doesn't interrupt any of this, but actually a misdirection first hit is going to be what knocks it right out of Bells' hand. Great stalling here for RTF. Insane stalling from RTF. Hook Resets is already back, and not too much has happened until it really just does happen while talking.
Yeah, Bells picks the right moment, because if Bells didn't score there, then I think Return to Form, set up a passing play and you already lose, is forced to burn the flip or maybe even loses the goal. So S.A.D.B.O.I.S, thanks to that goal from Bells, are very far ahead in this set so far, but Bells now could be the one on the chopping block.
Yeah, definitely they want to get Bells out of here. No threat of this dash punch is nothing but a grace given if you're the side of RTF. The Adrenaline Rush is always looming. Even dash punch by itself onto Finny is kind of a death sentence. Really very few tools to deal with Dash Punch in general. Gonna actually have to flip there, though, as Bells plays the Flame Flurry right in front of the barriers here. Hook resets. Nice speed on and placement there. Grab that first barrier, though, but Hook resets really tight angle, sending it to Moff and Kobe, but ends up own barriering, though. We got the X Maximus. Should try to get through here, causing a lot of trouble. Leon does end up getting the barrier if Hook resets and grab it over to Leon one more time. They could possibly get this score.
Bells approaching, but a passing play for Leon interrupted by You Already Lose, but the dash punch isn't there yet. They're interrupting so many times, but the flip finally arrives in the goal as well, as Return to Form makes it 1-1.
That was pretty great there from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Did everything they literally could at that moment to make it so Leon did not get that ball, the chance to dribble in the center with that flip, but the perseverance there is going to get it on through, as Moff and Kobe does kind of own barrier there for just a moment, though. Not a huge deal. Again, the Flame Flurry comes in. Not too much you can do about that without that flip or that big finish, though. Spends the primary to knock Bells away and maybe hit the ball, but whiffs a little bit there. Going to end up causing a goal here for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And, yeah, S.A.D.B.O.I.S is going to try their best to bring this to another set 5.
Definitely looking like it's very possible. As You Already Lose goes in on the defense, but a barrier already taken, the NATO coming through, and that NATO is burning so much meter from the side of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Of course, it's not quite enough just yet, but this collapse is looking so good for Return to Form. But Bells flying in, how many prize fighter stacks is that?
Oh!
But Boffin on the crossfire brings Return to Form to match point.
A misdirection? I think so. Actually, a great placement there, and had the range because of this missile prop. You know, you can't really reach the opposing goalie from your own barriers unless you have some sort of missile distance, whatever, like an aerials or some sort of, like, even the siege machine will get you there. But man, that's going to be huge, though, as both of their barriers is going to go down right now, though. Hook resets does have a little bit of possession, as we have a huge flip there from Leon. Gets the threats out of there, though. Moff and Kobe helps it on through there. This could be their literal series point right now, and that is a heartbreaker if you're a S.A.D.B.O.I fan, as Return to Form returns so to form that they defeat the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Damn.
Wow, Return to Form hold on. They manage to secure the set. They shake off the demons of Game 1 and make it happen. Really, really well done from Return to Form. They are back on track to 2-3 now. A lot better than 1-3 at this point in the season, as S.A.D.B.O.I.S drop into 2-3 as well. The middle of the standings is getting quite clogged up right now.
Yeah, it is kind of just a rubber band ball of teams that are just trying to detach themselves and make it so they can have a better chance in this playoff, which will show up in a few weeks, man. Tough game. That Adrenaline Rush certainly was a solid thought of a pick there, though. Really spend your cooldowns, get that speed, and get those cooldowns, but it just didn't seem to work out just yet. Moffin with some really great pinpoint misdirections, though. Leon getting those bull rush combos, and man, hook resets with that monumentalist tornado was crazy. Like the Maelstrom just did such an insane amount of work of spending the opposing resources and dealing a ton of damage, and that was maybe the comp there. You were right.
Yeah. Leon, of course, looking as good as always, making the offensive plays, putting on so much pressure. This team is looking like they're working quite well together. But on that note, we need to hurry up. We need to go to break soon because we are so far behind thanks to that long series.
Woo!
So we'll be right back, and we will see you soon.